ending the workday here in the shop, I wanted to show you guys something that some folks might not have known we have, but are some repair brackets for the 92 to 97 Ford OBS trucks and Broncos. This dashboard belongs to a customer. We are doing a ton of work to this as well as the rest of their interior. And midway through a lot of the repairs here, I figured why not just show the brackets to the people that don't know we have them on our website. We did rebuild in here. We had to fix a lot of cracks coming through here, and we still have a lot of work to do here. We have some sanding to do and all that, but it's all welded up, reinforced. This is new. And I installed our original HVAC repair bracket. This bracket works whether you have you're keeping it original radio style or you're going to use our doubled in kit, and it should also work with a Metro doubled in kit as well if that's your style and that's what you have or want. It rivets in from the back. It's made out of steel. There's multiple ways you could install this. Well, let me correct myself. There's two ways. So if this is all broken out like this one was, you can just install it from behind, and you don't, you DIY folks, you don't have to send in your stuff for us to fix. You can install it from behind and leave this stuff broken, and we have our mounting points here for our heater controls. Or you could cut this all out and just leave it out and still mount the bracket and still have your mounting points. So those are your two options. We have our ashtray repair bracket, and again, this rivets in from behind. This piece here on both sides can be broken out, and we have our mounting locations. But of course here, the little spot that connects right here, it's super thin, and we can't justify putting this piece back in there. So we just kind of round it off a little bit. We have a lot of smoothing left to do here, but it's no joke, like a 1/16 of an inch thin right here, and it more than likely could possibly break again. So we just round it out and put our HVAC bracket in here. Rivets from the back. And we have our glove box repair bracket. The little clip goes back on over this, so it's still usable, because a lot of the time there's cracks in the plastic right there. Two rivets right in place. Let me flip over to the back to show you guys what they look like. So here's the HVAC bracket mounted in place. Here's our ashtray bracket. Here's our glove box bracket. All three of these are located in the shop location of our website. For purchase, they're usually stocked. At this very moment, these are out of stock, the HVAC bracket. We already have more in production. I'm hoping another week or so and we'll have more. We're usually always in stock of all three of these brackets, and we're hoping to have this dashboard finished up for the customer. Well, their job won't be done this soon, but the dashboard specifically be done. Hoping within the next couple of days. It is an absolute potato chip. We had to do tons of plastic repair here, all through here. We had to rebuild some of this, and we also melted plastic just to plate it, just because it was kind of brittle, and we didn't want a chance that breaking again. So we're going to sand some of that down to make it smooth. We have to sand some of this down because we plated that as well. There were a lot of hairline fractures on the front that I'll show you. This was broken. We got to sand this down as well. We don't sand it all the way down. This is a structural epoxy that becomes one with the plastic. It's not JB Weld. That's not really stuff that we use, but it becomes one with the plastic, and it's just as strong as new plastic. And it will not release from the original plastic, but we want to leave strength. So we make it somewhat respectable on the underside, which we still have more to go here. But we plastic weld both sides. We'll hot staple some epoxy. If there's a lot of hairline fractures, that's when we plate. So we have that to sand out. We have all of this stuff we're still working on. It's going to take a long time. This was where the main crack was, but we found some hairlines going through here, so we plated the entire thing. We have to sand this down as well. Here's what that crack used to be, and you can't really tell in the video. There's some sanding marks here that still need to come out, but things like these, focus. There's some other ones. They're really hard to see, but there was a lot of hairline fractures. What we do to find things like that is we'll spray with an alcohol, and we'll give a quick wipe with a rag to let the surface dry. But when there's even the smallest hairline fractures in plastic, the alcohol gets caught in the cracks. So you wipe that dry, and then you can flex it, and you can see it squish in the cracks, even when they're really, really, really fine. And that's how we know that those things exist. That's something we do on all the jobs we work on to see what we have going on. We inspect our parts very, very well to an extensive point. But we went ahead and we filled them with that structural adhesive and scraped them in with scrapers. And we're in the sanding process now, about midway through. And this whole thing will have new texture blended in for the intentions of a nearly undetectable repair area. And I'll have another video to show you guys when this dashboard's done, because it's come a long way and it's got a long way to go. But like I said, these were broken out. You can still kind of see, like, these areas here, they looked kind of big, but they were pretty hairline type fractures. We could plastic weld them, but typically when there's a lot of these, there were more than I can count. A lot of them were smaller than that, and times like that we'll take care of the big bulk of the repair by plastic welding on both sides, and then we'll scrape that structural epoxy in there and then plate from the backside. And it is a really good way to make sure that the customer won't have any issues, and everything on the outside will be nearly undetectable. And we custom match all of our colors as well. So we have a tool, we're going to scan this color, and more than likely up here somewhere, to get an idea of what some of the values are, and we will custom formulate it, custom mix it, and tweak it by eye as necessary for a perfect match. And the coloring we use, the customer won't have to worry about it chipping, peeling, scratching, or wiping off with chemicals like hobby products will do, such as like SEM or things like that. So that won't be a concern for the customer. But stay tuned. I wanted to show you guys these brackets. We've had them for a very long time, but some folks don't know, so we wanted to show you guys. And stay tuned, hoping next week or later this week, at least this dashboard will be done so we can show you how well it turned out. I'm guessing we probably still have a couple full days worth of work on it. We do take our time on parts to make sure that everything is done very well and very thorough. We use the best of quality supplies in the industry that we can find, as well as our repair techniques for long-lasting results that the customer knows they're getting what they pay for and won't have to worry about it later. But hit us up. We work on any year, we work on any make, and we work on any model vehicle. Interior repair from the roof to the floor, fabrication of plastic, plastic repair, upholstery, true professional recolorings, hydrographics, you name it. Doesn't matter if it's a 2025 vehicle or if it's old as dirt, 40 years old. Hit us up, and we're more than likely going to be able to do some interior work for you at obsinteriors.com or cardesigns.co.